So I definitely did not expect this to be. I didn't expect to make my Ask Andy episode 3 today, but someone actually just asked me a very interesting question. They asked me, what is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life? And that's a really tough question because, I mean, as adults, we have to make hard decisions all the time. Decisions that we don't necessarily want to make, but it's required of us and it's necessary to make a decision in order to move forward. Um, so I would honestly have to say the hardest decision that I've had to make in my life up to this point is moving away from my mom. Um, because I mean I love my mommy. I always have and I always will. She's one of the she's one of the sweetest women and most stubborn as hell people that I will ever know in my entire life. And I take after her so much, so it's not very surprising. Um, but moving away from her is and will always be one of the hardest things I'll ever have to do because I mean I miss her. I miss her a lot. I mean, granted, she's only 300 miles away, but still, like, I can't race to her side if she needs me. She's not in very good health, and things like that, they weigh heavy on my heart because she's my mommy. Like, I don't know what I would have done without her. I would not be here today. I would not have had the strength to move out of my hometown without her. And we had a very interesting conversation when we were talking about me moving away. Is she knew, she's always known that I wasn't meant to live in that town. I wasn't meant to be like everyone else who grew up in my town where, we all went to the same high school or the same two high schools. Everyone went to the same community college and then to the same university, got the same boring ass jobs that we could have gotten in high school. Dated the same people, were friends with the same friend groups, and nothing changed. And that's not bad, exactly, but it's not from it. My mom always knew my life was meant for more than that. And when I told her that I was moving to Central Texas, she of course she was heartbroken because I'm her baby boy. I'm her only son. And that's never gonna change. But she knew it was best for me, and I also knew that that's the next step that I needed to take in my life. I'm so glad I have. It has not been easy, but most good things. Well, what one very wise woman once told me is, all good things in your life you have to fight for. And yes, I'm talking about you, Nicole. So I'm gonna keep making this work, but that's my answer. The hardest thing I've ever had to do is move away from my mom. And that's just who I am. I'm a mama's boy, always have been, and yeah. Well, you guys have a nice day, and I'm going to put a challenge in this episode. Is write a comment of what is the hardest decision you've ever had to make in your life. Be honest with yourself. And also realize that just because something's hard does not necessarily mean it's bad.